Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to all our listeners. This is your host Chanakya, and in this piece of podcast, we will be discussing about the Information Technology Act and Article 66A in particular. Accompanying me to discuss on this is a very good friend of mine, Tushar, with whom I will be discussing about the Information Technology Act and the several problems that Article 66A faces. So, to start, first tell me what exactly is Article 66A?
Thank you, Chanakya. Section 66A is the Provision of Information Technology Act. It was incorporated in the Act by the amendments in 2008. To put it in a simple language, when any inappropriate content spread through internet or through telephone or any such communication device, it comes under the section 66A, and it provides for sentencing over the abusive or offensive language or communicating any false information with an intention of causing annoyance or anarchy. So let's say someone says that some riot has happened out of a mosque, which is the wrong information, which can just motivate people to go out and do riot. So this kind of information, if provided through any internet or something, that comes under the section 66A.
Okay, Tushar, that's a good one. But anyway, so now let's head on. And just can you tell me when we were discussing, as we said, like we'll discuss about the problems as well. So tell me what are the problems with Section 66A?
Yeah, in today's scenario, Article 66A is considered as draconian act by many. Even simple posts on social networking sites are landing people in trouble. The act mainly came under the flag when two girls in Mumbai were arrested over posting and liking a comment over Sena Supremo Bal Thakre's death. If you remember, then when Bal Thakre had died and the two girls, one girl had posted one comment and other friend had liked it, those girls were arrested in Palghar in Mumbai. So that was the time when people realized how draconian this whole law is and how they wanted to change it. But before that as well, this fight is going on to change the and or amend the law. I would like to cite one incident when these girls were arrested. Immediately the next day, the chairman of Press Council of India had wrote to Maharashtra Chief Minister questioning the legal validity of the arrest.
Yes, yes, Tushar. I do remember about the Mumbai incident about the two girls being arrested. And moreover, also do remember about a cartoonist named Asim Trivedi. He was also arrested on the same act, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, exactly. Your information is right, Chanakya. Asim Trivedi was arrested for illegally posting objectionable content on his website. So he had drawn this cartoon where he had posted Indian constitutional symbol of four lions and one Ashok Chakra in wrong inappropriate manner. So he was booked for that. His act was considered as insult to the India as a nation. That is how Asim Trivedi was arrested. There is one more incident of an industrialist called Ravi. He was from Pondicherry and he was arrested under Section 66A for commenting on Twitter against the son of then Union Home Minister P. Chidambaram. Then during May 2014, just before the elections, Mr. Dev from Goa was arrested for his Facebook post against Narendra Modi. So you can notice all these big political names involved, so one can easily smell some political vendetta in this. On one particular day, November 21, 2012, Madras High Court asked the state question over the pending PIL, and the same day Lucknow High Court accepted a PIL with regard to this section 66A.
I didn't know anything about this. But anyway, but I do also remember an article posted by the Hindu which mentioned about the protest march in Bangalore organized by the Free Software Movement in Karnataka, which has campaigned against this law with demands of revisiting the entire IT Act. Do you have any enlightenment on this?
Yeah, this organization called Free Software Movement Karnataka had organized this protest march undermines and violates Article 14, 19 and 21 of the Constitution of India. These articles give you the fundamental rights of equality, free speech and life respectively. So Shreya Singhal petitions that section 66A takes away this very right of free speech away from the people. That was her whole point. Then there is the case of Rajiv Chandrasekhar versus Union of India. Now, Rajiv Chandrasekhar is a Rajya Sabha MP, and he has again argued that the provision is unclear and imposes regulations on internet freedom. Then there is Common Cause versus Union of India is again on the basis of Article 66A violating basic fundamental rights as provided by Article 19, 14 and 21. See, but actually it's not just Article 66A. Entire IT Act has got its fair share of criticism. Information Technology Rule 2009 provides for blocking of web pages even without they released. So it's like movie even before releasing banned from the theater. So this is happening with Section 66A, where websites even before publishing can be blocked under this Information Technology Act.
Okay. So, what has been the impact now?
Main reason behind this protest against Section 66A is due to its subjective nature. It is totally depending on the officers who are booking the case. So according to their understanding, they book the case. So that is the main reason why people are severely criticizing it. See, when this Palghar case happened, a Delhi student had also filed a public interest litigation in the Supreme Court challenging the Section 66A of the Information Technology Act. The petitioner wanted the offence under Section 66A of the Information Technology to be made non-cognizable.
Now, the Information Technology Act seems to be very disturbing. But anyway, yes, and there has been an incident about the Thane Superintendent of Police and Palghar Police Station Sub Inspector were suspended for disobeying the orders of superiors while arresting two girls from Palghar for the Facebook post.
Yeah, your information is true, but it's not interlinked here. Buckling under the pressure from several litigations, government did make some changes to the prevailing law. Now, only a police officer of a rank of District Commissioner of Police, only DCP can allow to book a case against any individual, and if it is metropolitan cities, such an approval would have to come from a level of an Inspector General of Police.
Wow, this has been a really good insight on the loopholes of the Information Technology Act and the Article 66A. Thank you to Shah for your time, and this has been lovely discussing this with you. And as to our audience, hope you liked today's podcast. This is Chanakya saying good night. Bye bye.